Thank you guys so much for joining the program. I've gotten so much love for this so far. I've gotten so many people signing up for the student program, for the regular tutorial program, for the basic program. So thank you guys so much for joining. I'm going to stay very consistent with uploading my videos. So for today, happy Saturday first of all. And today I'm going to be talking about two things. So let's do it. Okay, so the two things I'm going to be talking about. It's the first thing, it's kind of more of a theory and more of like a philosophy behind beatboxing. It's kind of how it plays into languages and how it plays into communication with people. And then the second thing, I'm going to take you through a quick walkthrough of the inward K snare because it's a very important sound and every beatboxer should know it if you want to take your beatboxing to, a professional level, because it's just an important sound. Okay, so my philosophy on beatboxing as a language. Everybody has heard, I don't know if you've heard, but a lot of beatboxers say beatboxing is a universal language. And that is very, very true. It is the most true thing about it. Look at all these languages in the world. There's Chinese, French, English, all these different languages. There's over 1,000 languages that have been spoken on this earth since the earth has been around. So many. And beatboxing is something that, we don't know if it's been around for thousands and thousands of years, but if it has stayed consistent to what it actually is since it's been around there. So let me break it down for you. So language to me is comprised of two things, like speaking language to people. You can communicate two very specific things in languages. You can communicate one, like information. 2 + 2 = 4. The cat is black. My phone is very good. That's not necessarily a feeling. It's not necessarily emotion. You're just telling people what something actually is, And there's a second thing, and that's communicating emotion. I'm really sad today, or I'm really angry today. Whatever it is, you can communicate emotion through language. You can tell people how you're doing, how you want to be doing, what you're feeling. And beatboxing, because it is something that is very, very similar to language, you use the same intonations, you use your body, you use your energy to project something out of your body. Beatboxing is almost like those two things that I explained put together. It's like information and also emotion put into one thing through music. So if you look at beatboxing and how people learn beatboxing and how people actually understand beatboxing, it's just like any other language in the world. It's a culture. It's not just the words, it's not just the information, it's not just the emotion, it's an entire culture that is all packed into one language. Just like Spanish, There's a certain culture that comes with Spanish people. There's a certain energy that people that speak Spanish do because it's the whole culture of the language. So I think learning beatboxing is very, very similar to learning another language. For example, whenever you go to school, whenever I went to high school, I took Spanish classes, okay? Yo estudio en la escuela para 3 años. But in my school, it was very much just like in the books, You go home, you do your homework, you show up the next day, and you do a test, normal kind of things. That will teach you information, but it will not teach you the emotion behind the culture, It won't teach you what it is actually like to speak to Spanish people in Spain. And they always say the best way to learn another language is to go to that country and just dive into that culture, Same thing with Chinese, all these other languages. The best way to learn it is to, learn the book stuff, but also apply it in that culture. And beatboxing is exactly the same way. It is 100% exactly the same way. You will learn beatboxing 110% faster and better and more efficiently if you dive into the culture. And you don't only just try to learn the sounds, you don't just try to learn, different kind of things. You actually dive into what the culture actually is. How people actually speak to each other whenever they're in the culture. How people actually treat each other whenever they're with it. Just like any other language in the world. It's crazy to wrap your head around something like that, but it's very, very true to me because I didn't learn as much beatboxing as I did until I started really committing myself to going to events, watching videos nonstop, always trying to figure out what the next big beatboxer is doing, And that was me really diving into the culture. I didn't think about anything else other than what's going on in the beatbox world. You know what I mean? And that wasn't just over my computer, that wasn't just on my phone. I was diving into it every single way possible. I was going out and performing, I was going to battles, I was going to workshops, I was meeting other beatboxers in person, seeing how they actually made the sounds in person, because that's another very important part of it. Seeing somebody over a video, you know, there's so many comments saying like, oh, I think this guy won this battle, I think that guy won this battle, or that wasn't that good, whatever it is. Seeing beatboxing in person opposed to over a camera or over a live stream, it is so different because you actually feel that energy, you feel that culture, you feel what the person is trying to say. Just like in Spanish, you know, if you learn all the different words, you're not going to understand how to say the sentences or how to talk to somebody. You need to actually go there and understand what it's like to talk to somebody fluently and talk to somebody very, very well, you know. And yeah, it's very, very crazy to, you know, wrap your head around that concept, but I think it is very, very true. If you say beatbox is a universal language, then it applies to all the other languages. Okay, wrap your head around that one. Maybe go back and watch that a couple times. Think about that. Secondly, I'm going to teach you guys the inward K snare. Okay, so the inward K snare. This sound is one of the most important sounds in beatboxing because all of its versatility that you can have. You can do it in different combos. You can do it just as a snare. You can do it in so many different ways. Before sounds, after sounds, infinite possibilities. So this is my breakdown on how you do it. A lot of people, they do it on one side of their mouth. They don't do it on both sides. Some people, they do it on both sides, which means that it's like their whole entire back of their tongue creating the sound. But this is basically the vibration that you want to get, okay? Whenever I do the sound, I am pushing my tongue up against my back teeth, my molars, my wisdom teeth, like this. And that is pushed up against back there. And then I breathe in to get this vibration only up here. The only breath that's being let in whenever I do a K snare is where the K snare is at. There's no air coming in over here. There's no air coming in through the top, through the bottom. It's only through that pressure point. So you have to learn how to close off the rest of your mouth with your tongue, okay? So whenever you get that kind of pressure built up, you want to get this general vibration. Okay, that doesn't sound too good, but that is the vibration behind it, okay? And then whenever you get that vibration down, you want to learn to make that hit. Just like all the other snares that I've talked about, you need to make that really punch. You need to really make it hit super hard. And that is acquired by building up that pressure. And really just focusing on that initial hit and the kind of reverberation after it. So with the inward K, like I said, there's so many different variations to combine it with. It might be good to practice it with some other sounds. That's doing a B, outward K, inward K. It might be good to practice it with this sound too. And that's an inward P-E-H, P. I don't know exactly what that sound is called, but it's just like you close your lips and then you inhale and then you let out this like P sound. And it's very easy to do that before the inward K. So like I said, the inward K is on one side of your mouth. So how do you choose what side of your mouth that's going to be on? So for me, I do lip rolls on the same side of my mouth that I do my inward K on. I do a lot of the one-sided sounds on the same side. So that opens up a lot of possibilities for different combos, for different kind of things. That's why I'm able to do a lip roll with an inward K together. Because that sound and everything there activates each other. If you guys have any questions on the inward K, make sure to leave a comment, let me know. If you have any questions about my philosophy on beatboxing as a language, please feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to start a conversation on this with all you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you guys tune in all week, every week, for all the next tutorials, all the next things. And yeah, leave a comment what you want to learn, leave a comment what you think about everything. Please just leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking about everything. Thank you guys for joining. I'll see you next time.